No. So all you gotta do is you gotta ask yourself. So we're having this conversation, right? We're in the middle of this fucking conversation. The only reason I choose to record it is because everyone needs to fucking hear the opinion. And the only reason they need to hear the opinion is because our opinion is the one that's live. It's the one that's real. It's the one that matters.
Okay.
But if the topic is going to be, you know, not necessarily I, but like we and like society, you wake up in the morning and you need a win, right? If that's what this video is going to be called, like, I need a W in place of, like we said, all the small L's that we collect on a day, right? Where all of a sudden you'll be going to the club. And maybe you can explain your situation. Maybe you can explain what happened, right? But just how that symbolizes a small little loss that maybe you weren't prepared to take today. But when you woke up out of bed, you thought to yourself, I need a win. And instead you got one of these small L's.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think really what's frustrating with this whole thing is, you know, sometimes you really just wish that, okay, you know, you had intention of doing well, and I guess this is one of the things that they teach you is that, you know, you can't do the well that you want, but you can do the bad that you don't want.
Okay.
And I feel like if we're talking about this win thing, I feel like sometimes it's something that you can't control, or, you know, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what exactly am I fighting? Okay, because it's almost like, how can you take this? It's almost like saying, okay, hey, we're going on war on terrorism, but we don't know what are we fighting. We're just there, like, we send troops over, and we're like, all right, cool, like.
But I think it doesn't need to be so generalistic. I don't think it needs to be so broad. I think that's where, like, grasping the topic is kind of what's fucking with you right now. Like, I'm saying it's simple. I'm saying it's,
what is it?
You know, you've been through a week.
Yeah.
You know, you've had the week that we both had, which is, like, just shit. Like, you know, you're trying to drive around, same as me, and it's like, oh shit, well, if I drive around, it's going to cost X amount of gas.
Yeah.
And if it costs X amount of gas, then when I get there, I have to pay what for cover to go out? I have to pay what for food to eat?
Yeah.
I have to pay what for this, what for that? It's like, you check your bank account and there's $13 in it, right?
Okay.
And it's like, between gas, food, and all those options, fuck it, I'd rather stay at home.
Yes.
So then you come off 7 days of that shit, and then you think to yourself at the start of the Monday morning, you know what? I need a win because I'm tired of taking all these small L's.
Yes.
An L being the example of, you know what? If I go somewhere, it's going to cost me $10 in gas because I got to put gas in my fucking car.
Yeah.
If I put gas in my fucking car, that's $10 from the $13 that's in my bank account. Plus I got bank fees coming out that are $13. So I actually don't have any money. But then you think to yourself, fuck it, I'm going to get a small W because I'm going to spend that $13 before the bank can take the fees out because fuck the bank.
Yep.
But is that really a W? Or do you just fucking keep the L going because when you get money now, you're negative $13 from the bank fees.
It's a delay.
It's a delay. So that's all it is. It's not like you've taken a W over taking an L.
No.
You've delayed the L.
Yes.
And you picked up what you consider to be a temporary W in the meantime to make yourself feel good.
There you go.
Because we've all done it.
Oh yeah.
I do it all the time.
Oh,
you do it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm saying, for the purpose of the conversation, the purpose of the talk, if you wake up one day and you're like, I need a big win, why the fuck don't those happen to us? Why the fuck can some kid all of a sudden wake up and be like, you know what? This is the idea for the app. You know, I'm going to summarize news articles into this. Small little segments. I'm going to have it fucking be bought out by Yahoo or something like that.
Yeah.
But why the fuck do those great ideas not happen to us? I'm not trying to say that we're not intelligent, we're not that, but it's like everyone seems to have better luck than me. The crack fucking heads that live below me seem to have better luck than me because I live in a 2-bedroom apartment in downtown Ottawa and I pay $1,100 a month in rent for that place.
Yep.
But I have maybe 3 or 4 crackheads that live in the unit directly below me. I don't know how the fuck they're paying $1,100 for rent, but they are. And that's what you gotta ask yourself. It's like, what the fuck is that? Because it's like, what? how does life get to the point where like everything is fair and it's bad? It's not. I know it's not, and like I know that's the answer to the question. I'm not trying to answer it before I ask it, but it's like there's got to be a better answer than that.
Yeah, but that would be too easy, right? You just go like, life's unfair, therefore. Great, but it doesn't solve anything, does it?
No, it doesn't. But if you're not going to ask yourself like, how do I get that win, right? And I think it starts with things that we've talked about and we've done in our lives every day, and things that like people that are listening to this can talk about and do in their lives every day to make it a little less shitty, right?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to make it sound like you and me are about to jump off a fucking bridge or anything, because it's not like that, you know. We've been in way dire straits than like what it is now.
Yeah.
But it's like right now we're just collecting L's and we need to get the W's, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So the question becomes, what does that entail? Like if we're gonna talk about how we went about prioritizing ourselves, we made a small little fucking list.
Yep.
Like we can put fucking in the description how we did it, really simple.
Yep.
You know, we talked about what our goals are for the week. What our goals are for the month, what our goals are by the end of December. Yeah. Really simple shit, just to keep ourselves on track, because I know personally as a 24-year-old guy, you know, that I am not the person that's going to be the most organized in the world.
I'm terrible.
Not trying to throw myself under the bus, not trying to throw you under the bus either. But it's like, Clinic, if I'm going to talk to you for a second, it's like I'm going to tell you the truth, which is I'm not the most organized. So having a list like this, helping me prioritize what are my goals for the week. Okay, I want a fucking new bitch. No problem. Put that on the list for, I gotta accomplish this by the end of the week.
Yeah.
Right? And then you ask yourself, right? Because you build the list, but then after you build the list, you think to yourself, you're like, wait, fucking new bitch by the end of the week.
Yeah.
I still only have that $13 in my bank account, Clinic. So it's like, how do I go about doing this? Because I've mentioned this in previous videos. It's like I'm not trying to take these bitches out for coffee, but you know we all know I'm still cheap as fuck. You know what I mean? But it's like there's. It's almost like you go about trying to organize yourself. You go about trying to build a plan, and like if it's not me, it's my mom. It's somebody else that's on my case to like, for lack of a better term, get my shit together, right? But it's like, who is gonna come up with this magical idea that like I'm gonna go fucking get 3 little beans, put it in a beanstalk, and it's gonna grow, and I'm gonna get some golden goose. You know what I mean? Like that it just doesn't exist. That Canadian dream, that American dream, that like whatever, it doesn't exist.
It's what we call it's an utopia. It's not, what does it mean? You know what I mean? It's for someone, it's okay, cool. I can wake up every day and I'm in this beautiful quote-unquote country and, I can live. But I was born here. I mean, you come from the States, so it's like, all right, like, what's my dream? You know what I mean? Like, what? I don't want to fucking be struggling all the fucking time. Like, I feel like I've taken enough. But I think the main issue is just because, like, it's so easy to people to just say, well, get your shit together, this, that, and the third did that. And we are in a society right now where, social media is there. And first of all, it started off as a great idea where, okay, we can connect to people, but this is not what it is now. What it is now is, hey, I went on this beautiful trip. Boom. Why people need to know that? The only reason you're doing that is because you're portraying to people that, hey, I got money, I got resources because I can take time off my work. That means I don't probably have a career, you know what I'm saying? But people don't think about that. They're like, yeah, social media, cool, I'm on Snapchat, blah, blah. Like, and I do it too. But I'm saying, it's so easy for us to look back and say, okay, cool. Why am I not ahead of this guy? And I'm not trying to say there's better people than others. Okay, we're at a level we're all humans, but I'm saying there's some people that have done some foul shit, and you know them, I know them.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about people trying to bottle people at the club. We have to stop.
Yeah, true.
Okay, and I mean, God bless him, love him to death, but we're talking about a guy that always seemed to just have jobs or always have like I don't know, just it just seems to happen.
No, but I hear what you're saying. You're basically, you had 2 points. Your first point was you were saying you don't understand why the social media has like basically made it this kind of atmosphere that if you're going to be successful, you got to put out
You got to
image of success.
Yeah, it's an image of success.
It's like it's more important to build the image of success than it is to be
Than the
successful.
actual success,
And if you have to fake it till you make it, people do that. I
Right.
hear that. I see that all the time.
Yeah.
But to get back to this individual that both you and I know,
Yes.
right, who seem to have this horseshoe, for lack of a better term, like up
Well,
his
that's
ass,
pretty much it.
right, where you
Yeah.
could fall in from one job to another job and like lose a job but have no negative repercussions.
Yeah, just
You know, never have negative credit, never have shit.
no, it's
Right?
just like
Because
cool.
nothing would stick to this guy. You
No,
know what I mean?
no,
like
no.
no bad, no shit with girls,
No.
nothing.
It's kind of like Al Capone back in the day when he was doing all that crime.
But that's what I mean. Like
yeah,
you have this one guy and nothing sticks to him, but everything works out for him. Now,
right.
not trying to take shit away from this individual that both you and I know.
No,
I know that he works
I love
hard,
him to death. I love
and
him.
we both love him to death. But it's
Yeah.
just like you look at how chips fall, and
Mhm.
you look at an example again of like, for instance, things happening to a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, maybe they should have happened that one time. Like, God can give so many mulligans out. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like, sure, like, give him a strike and then don't call it a strike, right? And then even though he's at 3, but he's really at 4, you know what I mean? Then give him the tap on the wrist,
Yeah. Okay.
but he gets that 4th strike type thing. Whereas you and me, we're locked down after 2,
Yeah.
right? It's like we're going and driving our fucking car, and next thing you know, like, police are just bothering us because they feel a need to bother us. Not because we were speeding, not
No.
because we were
No.
going through lights or something like that.
No.
It's like, hey, are you in the right neighborhood, sir?
Yeah.
shit like that.
Oh
you know,
yeah.
like,
Or
but-
is it your car?
yeah, exactly. It's like, try hard. Did you steal this car? It's like, no, actually, my name is on the driver's license, my credit card, and the registration. But
Of the car. But yeah, when I sold the car.
but yeah, you're right. Even though it's in my fucking name as Alessandro Tryhard, just fucking yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where it's just ridiculous to a degree because I see so many other people taking W's, right? Taking these wins. And it feels like all I'm doing is racking up these buckets. And I have to fucking, after I'm done, like, filling up the bucket with L's, I gotta go get another bucket. And, like, then I check my storage closet because I'm, like, running out of space to put these fucking buckets of L's. You know? And don't get me wrong. I'm in good health. You know, like, I'm not evicted from my house.
No.
I'm not anything like this, but it's like, in terms of being well off, I'm far from that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that method of what we define as well off, like the white picket fence, the golden retriever, having either 5 bitches or one wife that loves you or something like that, and a bunch of kids, I'm well from that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to call you out, clinic, because you're the calling out clinic. That's your job. But I say,
No,
like, you're not close to that either. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
why are we so far away from it? And why can't we have the horseshoe up our asses? You know, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not into butt play, it's not my thing. But it's like, why don't I get the luck, right?
Like where's my lucky charm?
100%. And you know what? Some people would probably listen to this video or like see whatever it is, like whether it's a podcast, a vlog, or whatever. It doesn't matter. They listen to it and they'd say, "That's bullshit. Try hard," because I know that you're lucky. Because I know when it comes to, let's say for instance, jobs. You know, you're unemployed for like maybe a week or 2, and then you have another job and it's a good job. But you know what? Fuck you, society, and fuck you, haters, because it has nothing to do with that shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit here right now and record this conversation with you. We're going to have this hash out back and forth on taking wins. Do I get them occasionally? Yeah, but for the buckets and buckets and buckets of fucking L's that are in a storage closet that I'm running out of space to take,
I don't think you're mixed for it.
that's what I mean. Because I'm the same guy that will get this magical job and then get fired without cause, or this or that, and then it's like all of a sudden, like, am I not back to square one? Like when I've had 6 jobs in fucking like 4 years, I don't think that's taking a W.
No.
It's like, oh, well, clinic, you're 24, so don't be so hard on yourself. If I'm not hard on myself, who's gonna be hard on me? My mom?
No.
No, somebody will, but the problem is I'd rather take that off somebody else's shoulders and I'd rather take responsibility for my own actions.
That's true.
Right?
Especially that, people don't want to hurt you and whatnot.
But the biggest thing is, like, what's going to happen? Because I feel like I've built up enough karma, like enough negative karma or negative shit happening in my life that I could literally win the lottery tomorrow. That's why I keep buying tickets. You know, this Lotto Max it's at 60 million. I'm like, fuck it. Like, I just feel like I'm entitled to win. Like, the lottery owes me something at this point.
I understand.
And don't get me wrong, there's people that have been buying the lotteries every day since like fucking 55, and they're like, fuck you, kid. Like, why should you win?
Well, they almost seem to win it all.
You buy a ticket once every 4 weeks, and only when it gets to 50 million. I've been buying them every day since it's 59. It's like, okay, well, you're fucking dust. So like, that's why I need the money more than you. You know, like.
Well, let's hope for it. Let's just hope that this recording is karma for the lottery. I wouldn't mind a couple mil, but but I don't know. It just feels like it's old people that always win the lottery anyway. On a side note, so
on the side note, old people, you know, like, stop winning the lottery.
Stop winning. Like,
leave it to us young guns. We're entitled to.
Like, yo, like. I'll do good with charity and all that, but whatever. I'll buy myself a few cards too. But
anyway, to not be like a super like Debbie Downer or anything like that. Like, yeah. I think the only way to kind of wrap up the talk is that in order for people to kind of pull themselves out of any rut they're in or anything like that, because like, don't get me wrong, like, for whatever reason, like, somebody finds themselves depressed, having anxiety, having any of that. I'm not saying that's what you and me have.
No.
But I'm saying, like, you can't allow yourself to all of a sudden turn into this person that won't leave the house. You can't allow yourself to all of a sudden turn into this person who decides to be blue all the time and starts pushing people away or shit like that.
True.
Because it's once you accept the help and once you accept that the destiny or the fate on however it works, so whether it was a loved one that passed away, you gotta take the steps to mourn that person, get over it, and then all of a sudden take the next step in your life. Whether it's a job and you lost one, you gotta get on Kijiji, you gotta get on Job Ottawa or whatever the fuck you use, Indeed, and then you gotta think to yourself, okay, cool, I'm gonna hand out resumes too directly in addition to doing this because I'm gonna take 2 steps. Right? Some things you're going to need to take 3 steps. Some things you're going to need to take 4. It doesn't matter. It's like, but you need to build a process for yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be fucked. Because the one thing you'll never hear them say about me is like, oh shit, Ray's been like unemployed for like fucking, let's say for instance, 4 months. It's like, it doesn't happen because I don't allow myself to sit there for 4 months and have it happen, right?
You have this process where, you're like, well, I can send resumes and I can be at home and just do the easy shit that everyone does, but you're like, nah, fuck that. I want to work here, here. Let me drive there. Let me meet some people. Let me talk to colleagues that I know, and then you make it actually basically create the publicity where maybe that that HR manager gets your email, but then gets a copy too. It's like, oh yeah, but that guy, he was here yesterday too. Yeah. Oh, really? And then it kind of creates, this buzz, right? Where you're like, oh, shit. I mean, he must really want the job, the position, because, man, nobody does that nowadays.
But the only thing I want to point out is that, like, it's not just the jobs, right? Like, if your thing right now is, like, for instance, you're blue because, like, you've been messaging bitches on POF, and then all of a sudden, like, you're not getting the messages back, right?
Okay.
Like, you know the same guy I know, and you know that he was a fucking titan on POF.
Yeah, he never
and this guy was just a soldier on POF. Didn't matter the amount of people. Didn't matter anything.
Ridiculous.
But like, he would not allow himself to get caught up on the fact that he was talking to 5 bitches, and then all 5 stopped talking to him at once. Yeah. What did he do? He'd like, okay, no problem. I'm going to go get 5 more bitches, right? But that was work ethic. I've never seen work ethic like that where it wasn't a job, right? But then he did the same thing. He had the same steps. If you're blue because, like, let's say, for instance, you're going through a rut and you're trying to build a roster or something like that, something that both you and I can relate to, and then all of a sudden you go through a span where, like, there's only 1, 2 girls in your life, but you want to be the team. You want to be the soccer team. You want to have 7 chicks, 1 for every day of the week, but it's not working out. Okay, are you putting the same effort that you would put into a job or school or something like that into this project, right?
Yeah.
But if you all of a sudden decide, let me start building mini projects or side projects, right? For whatever your goals are. And we
Yeah.
talked about the list
Yeah.
and everything like that.
Yeah.
It makes it easier for you to prioritize how you're going to go about it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And also, I think, like, to add up to your point, I think that we get caught off, on the bigger picture too, right? Because if you say, what I want is, I don't know, build a roster, right? And I used to do that a lot. I'm like, okay, I want to build a roster, but it's not working. But like, I wasn't in the moment. I'm just like, oh my God, I want to get there. But I'm not thinking, okay, cool, like, you got to talk to more girls. You got to, you're out, not necessarily out clubbing, but, you're out grocery shopping, you're whatever. There's girls there, you know what I mean? Like, you need to talk. Like, you can't just be the same guy doing the same shit and then thinking it's going to change. Right? That's like the definition of insanity, right?
No, I agree.
That you're just like, okay, cool, let's get bitches.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, let's meet up. We're gonna drink on Saturday. We're gonna drink on Sunday, and then we're just gonna do the same shit. I'm gonna get in, do my little dance move, because I mean, I'm like the king when it comes to shit like that. and then once I'm done that, I'm gonna go to the side, talk to my buddy, call out some girls, which is hilarious. Instead of just calling them out directly, I'll have my buddy on the side. Hey, try hard, yo, look at this. Look at this idiot.
Exactly, yeah.
Dumbass. And I think it's normal. Then I show up, and then I go home, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I got a note 4 hour. Cool, I'll be watching porn, because it's like, no, get out of this shit. And this is why the list is important, because the list will show you that, okay, the bigger goal is this, but in the week, yeah, you can go to the gym. That works too. But, yes, you can, create some steps, the small steps to get those small wins. And ultimately, we hope that those small wins will build into like a bigger one, to where we're gonna be laughing about the fact that we even produced this video. Like, this is the goal. It's just like, not laughing in the sense that, oh, we were ridiculous, but laughing in the fact that, hey, we started from that, and look at us now, type of deal.
100%. And I think exactly what you said, right? In terms of like a simple summary, just like of the goal of this video, of the goal of what like the viewer can take out of it, the listener can take out of it, anything like that. It's just, if you feel like you're at a point, like, I currently do now,
Yeah.
where it's like, just nothing is kind of going to the degree that you would want it to, in sense of like, you're not getting the big win. Maybe you're getting little small ones every here and there, but you feel almost trifled by them, because it's like, fuck it, I'm taking more L's than I am W's.
Yeah.
Make the list. And make the list, and be positive, and stay positive, and don't let shit bug you down. Like, if you got a good buddy or something like that, try to like sync up with him.
There you go.
If it's a her, sync up with her, do whatever. And it's like, get out of the fucking house, man. Like, because you got to get out of the fucking house. You get out of the house, that's step one. And more importantly, like, you're able to accomplish something. And when you have this list, and it's like little things you can do every day to, like, whether it's submit resumes if you need a job, whether it's like go out and talk to girls if you need to improve your game or do something like that.
Yeah.
Whether it's like just, start working your job, taking an extra hour so that you can save up for a trip that you're planning. Whatever. Just do it.
Yeah.
So with that, I think we wrapped this up pretty nicely. As always, I am Alessandro Tryhard, sitting here with
Calling out clear, baby.
and we will try to come back to you with another video, another great idea, but stay tuned.